Hey guys, it's Bellamy here from Midnight Suns and welcome to my review for my Dearest Fu Bao. And let me just start off by saying this is definitely one of the saddest documentary films I've seen this year. If you are an animal lover like me, you're gonna really connect with this story. So this movie is a documentary film about the life of a panda that was born in Korea named Fu Bao. And it was born in 2020, basically at the peak of COVID. And for those of you who don't know, basically when pandas are loaned from China, so Fu Bao's parents were loaned from China, when they have children like Fu Bao, when the children are 4 years old or going to be 4 years old, they have to be sent back to China just for the sake of breeding, because pandas are basically creatures that are considered highly vulnerable. So they are not endangered, but they are very close to being endangered, so they really need help to breed. And so the bulk of this movie basically follows the final month of Fu Bao's life in Korea, in the Korean zoo, before she's sent back to China. So you get to see her family, her panda family, and all the zookeepers and all the zoo visitors really get to spend their last moments with her before she lives forever. And yeah, it is extremely heartbreaking. This is really a very sad movie. You get to see this extremely adorable little female panda Fu Bao grow into a big panda over the course of the 4 years that she's in the Korean zoo. And you also get to see her form some really deep bonds with the other zookeepers and her panda family in there. And you also get to see her personality in the movie, like she's very, very playful and she's extremely cute and goofy, and it's impossible not to like her. And you have to understand, basically, like I said earlier, she was born at the peak of COVID, and during this time in 2020 and the few years after that, many people weren't traveling. So in Korea especially, people would just go to the zoo and see Fu Bao growing up. So all the zoo visitors who see her regularly, they have a very deep bond with her. Like, you have to understand, she is a baby, not just to the pandas, but also to the zookeepers and all the zoo visitors who watched her grow up in that 4 years. And so when she inevitably has to be sent back to China towards the end of the documentary, you see how everybody doesn't want her to go, and it's totally understandable. You see all the people crying, and it is really heartbreaking, not just the zookeepers, but all the visitors who saw her grow up in that 4 years. And it's something that you can't explain to the panda. You can't tell the panda, oh, you're going to China. The panda doesn't understand all that, and it's just very sad, when the panda is just going about enjoying her daily life and she sees all the people around her crying, and she probably doesn't understand why they're crying. She doesn't realize that she's about to lose all her friends and family, and when you watch that in the movie, it is really, really sad. And when she does get sent over to China, I think that's really one of the most heartbreaking things I've ever seen in a movie. Just from all the people's reactions, especially the zookeepers who took care of her, you can really see the hole she left in their hearts when she left. And bear in mind, this movie doesn't have a happy ending because it is a documentary of what really happened in real life. So she really got sent back to China, and yeah, she really just left everyone back in Korea heartbroken. She really had to leave her family behind. So don't expect some kind of dramatic happy plot twist at the end. Like, this movie is really, really sad. And it is so sad to the point I feel that the filmmakers didn't know how to end the movie, because it feels like the movie has 4 endings. Each time you think the movie is gonna end, then they add an extra scene in there, I think probably just to make the audience feel a bit better, but it's still so sad. And then basically they just keep doing that over and over, and so it feels like the movie has 4 different endings. Like, when you watch it, you'll definitely understand what I mean. They definitely wanted the ending to be a little more heartwarming than it actually is. And that's pretty much my only big complaint about the movie, that the ending feels very confusing. Like, it feels like the movie's gonna end and it doesn't end, and then it feels like it's gonna end and it doesn't end. So like, the last 20 minutes of the movie is like non-stop endings. But other than that, I thought this was a really solid documentary film. And so overall, I'm giving my Dearest Fu Bao an 8.5 out of 10. If you love animals, if you love pandas, this is the movie for you. This is one of the best movies, one of the best stories I've ever seen about animal-human companionship. So if you want to watch this movie, just make sure to get the tissues ready, because it is gonna be, I really don't have a better word for this, but it's really gonna be extremely heartbreaking. So yeah, do bear that in mind. This is a really sad movie, so don't watch it if you're not in the mood for a sad movie. And that's all for this review, guys. If you want to see more of my movie reviews in the future, please do consider subscribing and hit that notification bell to keep up to date with everything going on here on the Midnight Suns channel. Thanks again for watching, and as always, stay gold and never fade. Bye guys.